Hey everybody, it's Julie from abbeautifulhorizon.com. Today I am showing you a flip through of the Cultivate What Matters power sheets. I got the linen power sheets. This is the 2024. I did open it, so I put it back together. This is the 1 year goal planner with gold foil. So it's pretty neutral with the tabs for the linen one. But comes with, you can write your name right here. It says this cultivated year belongs to me. So it says power sheet. It's 2024 intentional goal planner. And then this is your word of the year. I have not really used this in the past because I feel like having a word for the whole year is a bit intimidating to me. So what I might do is just print out like with a label maker and stick it on there. And then if I change my mind, I can like replace it, or as the months go by I can replace it. I feel like picking one word for the whole year is just a lot of pressure. So anybody else feel like that? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so here's the season by season, all the holidays, which is funny because I was just thinking today I use my own planner that I print out planner pages from Canva, and I have an A5 planner. And I was thinking I should have something with some of the holidays to add in. But anyways, now I have one. And then there's the year at a glance. And then they do always send just like a few stickers with their power sheets. I'm not a huge decorator when it comes to planning, so this is plenty for me. I might not even use these. But if you like stickers, they have sticker packs you can get. They have planners that you can get that are just quarterly planners. They have all kinds of stuff. Okay, so they have their mission, and then they have definition of cultivate, uncover what matters, break it down, live it out. This is the part that I really enjoy, is the pre-planning. Okay, and then it's got come alive again, what you're willing to sacrifice for, your career, your faith, your family, your health, your legacy, your loved ones. And then you can add a couple on. And then name what fires you up. I like having some inspiration, but also just having a moment, whether I have to wake up early or stay up late or go to a coffee shop or something. Just have some peace and quiet to think through what I want to prioritize in the coming year. So it's got some examples here: being outdoorsy, generosity, time with family, seeing the ocean. I love seeing water. I'm a Florida girl, and I just love seeing either the ocean or little, lakes and ponds, or any water. I've actually heard running water is good for your mental health, and I totally believe that. I miss the pond I used to have in my backyard. I don't have a pond in my backyard anymore now that I've moved, and that is kind of a bummer, but there's always trade-offs. All right, so we have learn from the past. This is something I really like about their planners also, is they ask you to reflect on the past year, and that I just love reflecting on what we've been through in the past year, the things that we've done that are good, the things that were tough, and just having a place to write all that down. So what worked last year, what didn't work, how I learned and grew, and what I'm grateful for. And then evaluate where you are now. They kind of changed these a little bit each year, but they're pretty similar. So it's community, family, finances, health and wellness, home and spaces, spiritual and personal growth, work and learning. And then they have a spot right here where you can add something. And then what have you believed about yourself that was negative? And then how can you reframe your thoughts? And reframing thoughts is something that I have been working on this year, and I'd love to know your thoughts about that too in the comments. And then what has shaped your belief about your identity? Ooh, social media, comparing, what others have said about you, your childhood, your faith, your performance, or your spouse. Yeah, I want my identity to be in what God says about me, not what other people say about me, right? Okay, what will have mattered? This is something else I had mentioned to someone the other day that I enjoy about the power sheets, is when you are older and you're looking back, what will have mattered and what won't have mattered. What I'm saying yes to now and what I'm saying no to. Every year, I will write down saying no to scrolling too much on social media, on things that really won't make a difference in my real life. Anybody with me on that? That is something I'm always writing down. Have better self-control when it comes to scrolling. Just stop doing it. It's not benefiting you or anybody else. So my goal for the year is to produce more. And in order to produce more, I'm going to have to consume less. So this is something I'm telling my kids often. Be a producer, not just a consumer. Obviously, we have to consume some things, but we also want to be producers. All right, dreams become decisions when you cultivate them. There's probably a cool saying on each one here. We'll get to those. Okay, and then this kind of is like a Mad Lib. It kind of helps you to think through some things. I dream of being. I'm decided that I can. Want to make what matters happen because. So what I gotta let go of, what I'm saying yes to, what I'm saying no to. So it's kind of just summarizing some of the work that you've already done. And big dreams, finish lines, habits. Okay, so it kind of is breaking down the 3 different types of goals that they have. Big dreams are like, your huge things that you want, like, okay, creating a welcoming home, create a welcoming home. Oh, a welcoming home. Okay, so yes, a home that is welcoming, not like welcome home to someone. Anyways, and then build a strong marriage, grow in my faith. Those are the big things, right? And then we have some examples of finish lines of build an online shop. So these are things that you're like always going to be working on. They're never like finished. Like creating a welcoming home is something I'm going to be working on for the rest of my life. Having a strong marriage will be something I'll be working on the rest of my life. Growing in my faith is something I'll be working on for the rest of my life. So those are the big ones, the big dreams. And then finish lines would be like opening a shop, completing a triathlon, making a quilt, hosting a book swap. So those are things that have like a definite end goal. And then habits are things that you want to have in your life on a regular basis, where it's like, I'm going to do a specific thing on this day of the week, on this time of day every day, etc., etc. And then brainstorm your goals. Okay, so what are we going to do for all these different areas? And some of this might feel a little repetitive, but I have found if I'm asked the same question in multiple ways, it helps me to think through things better. It's time to bloom where you're planted. And then it says, write your goals here for reference. Research shows you're 42% more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down. So I like digital things. And I use digital for creating planner pages, but then I print them out. And then I have like a weekly planner, and then I print out the pages, and then I can write in them the extra random stuff, right? But the things that are on a regular basis, writing those, I'm typing those up and then I'm printing them out. But this is stuff where I'm trying to get the information out of my head. And in order to do that, I'm really into like tactile goal planning. And then as far as the execution, I'll do that somewhat digitally and then print it out for an A5. That's the combo I'm liking right now. So, all right, so we got break it down little by little, on purpose, on a schedule, measurable. So this is kind of their version of like SMART goals, but they've got their own acronym of BLOOM, because it's very gardening centric planner. So, all right, and then we've got yearly goal, steward my finances well, and then or yearly goal, grow my friendships. So they just have some ideas of how you would implement whatever your goals are. So you can look at this and be like, okay, well, my goal is XYZ. This is kind of the breakdown of how they've got things sorted, and how can I get my goals kind of in that similar pattern or setup, right? So then we are creating our action plan. So we have their inspiration, and then we got our action plan. So we're going to do write your year of the goal. Why are you motivated to achieve it? I feel like the why question is big. There's a book written about it that I have not read called Start With Why by Simon Sinek, and I've heard a lot of people say it's a really good book. I think I watched the TED Talk. If I can find it, I'll link it. I can't remember. It was a long time ago, so I don't remember all the content of the video. But that's the idea. Why are you motivated to achieve it? Does it really matter? Like, why make a goal if it doesn't matter, right? And then we got resources needed. So is this goal going to take my time, my money, my space, expertise or advice, emotional capacity, or help from others, right? And then we've got the area. Okay, so my goal is in what area? And that's the ones that were back here somewhere. These areas, right? And then this goal includes habits, finish lines, or a big dream. So which kind of category are we in here? And then what does success look like? And this is such a huge one. And I have been thinking about this lately, which I think could be its own video altogether. But what is the goal for me at the end of each day? Because this is talking about the year, but sometimes as a stay-at-home mom or a homeschool mom, I feel like the day is just, what you make of it. And sometimes if we're not setting goals, it can feel like we're not doing enough every day. But I think having a bottom line goal can help you feel like, no, I accomplished these things that I set out to do today. And then you know that you accomplished your goal. And then you can check off that day, right? That's something I'm going to be working on. What might get in the way, okay, such as scrolling social media too much, etc. How will you have fun with this goal along the way? That's a good one. Okay, so now we have it where we can break it down by season here. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4. Because some goals, you want to start everything January 1st. But for some things, you have to break down, okay, what do I want to do in the spring? What do I want to do in the summer? What do I want to do fall and winter? And breaking it down that way helps you realize you don't have to do everything at once, right? We can do it all, just not all at once. All right, so now there's one for each goal that you have. So you have all the breakdown of the goal and then the different seasons, how you're going to work on that goal in each season. Because that's kind of interesting. Maybe in the, spring, you want to work out by taking lots of walks outside. Maybe in the winter, you're going to need a treadmill or something like that. So not every goal is going to look the same in each of the different seasons. Maybe in the summer, you want to go, to some sort of water source near you, a lake or the beach or something like that to have your family time. And then maybe in the fall, you want to do something like apple picking or pumpkin patches or whatever. So family time could look different in the different seasons too. So, and then with the finances, maybe you're spending more at the end of the year because of the holidays, right? So you might want to plan your finances around that. Okay, so then we have pace yourself for success. Focus on the first season. Okay, so we're going to focus here. And it says spread out your starts. Like I was saying, you can't do everything in January because then you're going to fall off. And that's the thing that a lot of people do. We all start a bajillion things in January. It's too much. We get burned out. And then by mid-February, we're like, I can't. I'm just going to, give up on the things that I wanted to do. So spread out your start dates. Maybe start something that makes sense for January in January. Start something else in February once you got a handle on it. Whatever you were doing here, you can add little by little, right? That's their thing. It's little by little. And then consider your resources. Check your goals to see whether making progress is realistic in each season, depending on the resources that you have. Time, patience, willpower, focus, space, and money. Okay, so maybe, you want to revamp your entire wardrobe, but you've only got so much you can realistically commit to your wardrobe each month. And that's something you might want to plan. Like, maybe I can get a couple nice dresses in the spring or summer. Maybe I can get a new pair of boots in the winter. And how am I going to save up for that, right? That's going to be something we're going to have to plan for if we want to make sure we're doing it in a way where we're saving up for it instead of just, going too overboard. All right, and then dig in. How do you grow a garden? Tend it little by little, okay? So we've got this nice seasonal planning section. And then make it easy to remember. Make a list, look up the definitions. For each word you're considering. Oh, okay. So this is the brainstorming for your word of the year. And I'm going to do this and, but I might do more of like a word of the season, word of the month if I'm feeling real insecure about trying to come up with something for 3 whole months. So I think you can do whatever you want as far as that goes. But brainstorm your words so you have lots of space here to write all kinds of different words, make your list, and then look up the definitions. And you can look up synonyms and antonyms, and then circle a favorite, and then pick a word that'll help you remember where to focus. What is my focus this year? And then post it somewhere where you see it every day. Like, I think a bathroom mirror would be good. Maybe your wall in the closet, or you can put on your refrigerator if you're like happy to have everyone who comes into your house see it. Sometimes I want my word to myself. In which case I might put in my bathroom mirror or my closet door or something like that. And then 2024 word of the year. Why I chose this word. Okay, see, I like this because then it's a little more, thought out here. Why I chose this word. So we'll see. Maybe this year will be the year that I stick to one word for the whole year. We'll see. All right, visualize what's ahead to make more likely that you'll live it. Dig in. So I could see this whole lighting a candle thing or whatever. I might just like drive to a pond or something and and just sit in the car by myself. Sometimes that's the place where I can just have the most quiet with all the fun things going on in my life at my house. All right, so we got monthly calendar pages, monthly planning pages, the tending list. This is where it all comes together. And I am still figuring out the tending list in the format that they have it here. We'll see how I do this year. In past years, I feel like it was a sort of, if you shoot for the stars, you may hit the moon, however that goes, I didn't always check everything off. And I think that's the point. Like, you're not going to check everything off. But I do think the years that I have used this planner, I have done more than the years that I haven't used this planner, or I've for sure kept track and felt more accomplished at the end of the year. And sometimes I think that just feeling more accomplished is such a great feeling because you have paid attention and you've written down what you've been up to. And I think that's a good feeling. And sometimes what can feel very monotonous, and sometimes it's hard to remember all the things you did over the course of the year. But if you're writing it down, you can look back and remember all the things you did, and that's a great feeling. So you're going to review your goals, sort your action steps, simplify, and focus. Yep, you don't need to fill in every line. And that's the thing that I had tried to remember in the past, is that you don't have to fill in every line. The goal is not a perfectly checked off list. Put your tending list somewhere you'll see it every day. And that's the thing, that the tending lists are perforated, so you can tear them out. And like I said, you can put them on your bathroom mirror, or you can put them on your closet door, you can put them next to your bed, wherever you're going to see it regularly. Generally, like when you wake up, or, look over it at night, check things off. So I'm going to work on doing that and making sure I'm making goals that have a good breakdown to them, so they're not overwhelming, just little by little. All right, little by little progress. Make the best choice the most. Okay, make the best choice the most obvious. Oh, here, we're starting here. Make a specific plan, and I think some of this you would understand if you had read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. I know everybody talks about it, but it's because I feel like in that book he summarizes a lot of previous books and resources that have been put out by like a multitude of authors. So there's just like so much compact wisdom in that book. I think that's why so many people like it. And he adds his own stuff that I don't know if it's his own or if I've just never heard of it before, the way that he said it. I really do recommend that book. I think it's beneficial. I would like to start maybe like a short form, or what's the other one? Those like summary apps, where they summarize books. Because there's some books that I've read in the past that are really good, and I'd like to listen to them in summary. But one of them, so make a specific plan. Think, I will go to Pilates every Tuesday on my way home from work, right? So it's stacking. It's habit stacking. I'm already driving home from work. I'll just make sure I bring my stuff to stop at the gym on the way home. Stack your new habit. There you go. So I will read a chapter of a book while I drink my morning coffee. Good points. Good points. All right. And then make the best choice the most obvious. Yeah, this is the one that made me think of James Clear, because he was saying make it easy and obvious to do what you want to do. If you want to play guitar, get a little stand to put next to your bed or next to your couch or wherever. So it's right there. It's obvious. It's in your face. And or put your shoes by your bed, and if you want to work out in the morning. Stuff like that helps me for sure. Okay, grow in community. Yeah, this is something else he had mentioned in that book. Join a community of like-minded people where the thing that you want to do is the normal thing that they do. It's like normal to them. It's something you want to do. That's why a lot of people go to the gym. There's just like that environment. Set a timer. It's hard to get started, but if you set a timer and you just say, I'm just going to do this for 5 minutes. I'm just going to do this for 10 minutes. It makes it easier than feeling like, oh, I'm going to be doing this for the next 17 hours, right? That's overwhelming. All right, decision fatigue is the enemy of good decisions. Okay, so you got morning routine, evening routine, weekend reset routine. This is the hardest one for me to follow because on the weekends, there's always stuff going on and people we're hanging out with and stuff. And then maybe for me, this would be a homeschool routine or a work routine. So there's that. But yes, a morning routine and evening routine are the bookends of the day, are the places where I really try to pay attention to all the things that I want to be doing. And then the weekend is hit or miss sometimes. So how do you guys do on the weekend? Are you good at getting things done? Usually on Sunday night, I can get things done because there's, usually Sunday night, people are trying to get up early for Monday morning, so they're not trying to do anything. So that works out usually. Mostly for planning. I'm usually a Sunday evening planner. Let me know when you do the most planning in your life. Okay, all those things you always wanted to do, you should do them. Okay, they trademarked that line. That was a big thing that they had a couple years ago when I got this planner. I think I've gotten it 2 or 3 times before. So all good things start with one step. Ooh, I like that. I think this is really pretty. I wanted kind of a neutral planner, but they still have pretty things on here. Okay, so this is January, and it's got important to-dos, goals to make progress on my calendar, on my mind, and then the evaluation check-in, assign each area of your life a number between 1 and 10. Oh, I wonder if they have this for every month now, because they used to have it, I think, for just quarterly, but now they have it every month. So maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that's different than the last time I got the planner. I'm pretty sure this was just quarterly, which I like to do it once a month. I think that's great. And then this, I'm going to do some different tracking on this because I don't really use this for my everyday planning. This is more of my, long-term tracking or overall planning. So this, I think I'm going to be writing down some different things that I want to track for long-term. Now this, I don't know how I'm going to go about this. Because an hourly plan for me is like planning to fail kind of. So I might write some things in here just to kind of reevaluate my schedule. And maybe that would be good to just every month kind of say, okay, what do I want the week to look like now? I usually just update Google Calendar. And honestly, I'm not super rigid with my day. I just can't be because there are 4 other people besides me in this house. My husband works from home full time, and there's just a lot of moving pieces. It's not like my kids go to school from, 1 hour to a different hour. Like all throughout the day, we're just kind of juggling what's working. I could be more rigid, but I just got to do what's worth it and then not worry about the rest. Okay, so breaking down your goals into smaller steps. I like this. I like how they're doing this here. Do they do this every month? That is my question. Or is it just for the first? Because they have, okay. No, they do it every month. I kind of like that a lot, actually. That's great. So every month, you know, you're looking at your goal and like, what are the things I can do this month? Interesting. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how I would do this over here. And then maybe you're thinking of all the things you could do and then you just pick a couple or something. And then if you get those done, you have other ones you can add. Let's see. Use these checklists to break down your monthly goals or items from your tending list, or use them as a master to-do list. There's no wrong way to use this page. Then we got encouraging words, priority. This reminds me of the one thing from Gary Keller. This is really what I'm looking at the most from this planner, is to help me with my big goals. The things that have a set finish line, not so much the big dreams. Like I kind of know what those things are for the most part, like my faith and my relationship with my spouse. Like I kind of just know that, you know, maybe like a welcoming home. Okay, what does that look like? Maybe I can work on that a little bit more. Or like, what does it look like to do these things? But the finish line things are the things that I'm working on with this planner the most, right? With those other things are things that I want to be doing as well. And then the month in review, this, I always loved having a beautiful place to write these things, because I could make my own planner, but I just love the spirals. I love that it's already done for me, that I don't have to think about it every single month, because I am doing my own daily planner. And then we have gratitude, good things, goals that are going well, what's not working, what I read or listened to, and favorite memories. And so then you've got basically the same for the next couple months. And then before the month begins is where they have your seasonal refresh. Okay. This is again why I love this planner, because it makes me stop from my daily planner of, okay, do the next thing, do the next thing, do the next thing. This makes me stop every quarter, gives me a place to write all my thoughts, keep moving forward. Where have you seen the most growth? Which goals are needing the most nourishment? What I'm going to say no to, what I'm going to say yes to. You're doing your routines again. You're refreshing your goals. So you're going to look back, and usually it tells you like what page it is that you want to go back and look at, or, you know, it's at the beginning. And then goal, action, ideas for the season ahead. This is what I love. The big planning, right? The big planning. So then you're going to have another one at the end of June. Let's look at that real quick. Trying to wrap this up. My family needs me. All right. So basically the same thing. We're looking at the quarterly refresh. What I'm going to say yes to, what I'm going to say no to. Morning, evening routine. It gives you a chance to keep working on it, right? Iterating. That's what Jen Fulweiler says. We're just iterating. We're going to keep growing and learning, so the next time we can figure out what works a little bit better for our family. Okay, and that's that. And at the end of the year, I really love that at the end of the year, you can go back and you can look at each month and what you were up to. And okay, so this is all the stuff for December. And then, ta-da, year in review. So you can go back to each month here and write out the cool things that happened that month, what you were going through that month, and everything. And then here you're going to say favorite memory from the whole year. So then you can kind of look over here and say favorite memory, best thing I read or listened to, new habit, song on repeat, milestone, challenge, etc. And then you did it. There you go. So I will put a link in the description for this planner if you are interested. And I will see you in my next video. Let me know if I have any questions in the comments, and I will see you later. Thanks. Bye.